Boom, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the Life as a Chad YouTube channel. And I thank all of you for being here, wherever you may be. And of course, however you may be listening. This video is going to be about the former President Donald Trump assassination attempt. I made an instant reaction yesterday on my way home from the gym because that is where I saw it. I was at the gym getting a afternoon Saturday workout in because I had stuff to do in the morning. And of course, it was a day like every other day, normal, average day. And when I'm at the gym, they have the TV screens, they have all the milk toast mainstream TV channels on: Fox News, CNN, CBS, ESPN, the whole shebang. And so just to kind of bullshit, I just kind of, in between sets, I kind of pop up and look up and see what's going on. Usually I check out the sports. And if I don't check out the sports, I will check out CNN to see what nonsense they're talking about, if it gives me any inspiration on topics to discuss. And then, of course, I check Fox News. But again, I never watch any of those channels outside of being at the gym. And it's merely as a distraction for the most part that I check it out. And then I noticed this commotion. And I start not in the gym, but on the TV screen. The gym was kind of empty because it was a Saturday and it was in the afternoon. And I look up and I continue watching, and it says on Fox News, shots fired. Now, admittingly, I don't think I checked out CNN for this particular one. I should have. I think I maybe glanced at it once or twice. But I don't remember exactly what it said on the prompt, but I do know, as far as Fox News goes, what it said. And it said, for sure, assassination attempt. And then, I'm working out. I continue to work out, watch as this stuff comes trickling down, more information comes trickling down. And between sets, I check out the actual clip. And in my instant reaction, I admitted that, because it's the 4th of July, because of my experience, I obviously I've shot guns before. I know what they sound like, but firecrackers and fireworks do sound very similar to handguns or guns, the pop, pop, pop. And so I said that I still thought that was possible, but Fox News seemed fairly confident that it was not fireworks, that it was that it was indeed a gunshot. And keep in mind, the video I watched of the actual incident with the sound, without any news playing in the background or anything like that, because, of course, Fox News and all these places, they give their play-by-play commentary. And I watched it, but I wasn't intently watching it, as if I wasn't at the gym and I actually had time to focus on exactly what was going on, what was being said. But I did hear, of course, Trump saying, "Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes." And then I get home. I do the video. I talk about it a little bit, which I will revisit. I get home and I call my grandpa and talk to him about it. And he says, Trump got shot in the ear. I said, what? He got shot in the ear? I said, I thought that he hit his face when he was ducking down. I thought that's because from my angle on my small camera, it looked like I saw blood like here by his mouth. And I go, "Are you sure?" Because my grandpa, of course, no, he gets a lot of stuff right. I'm just being dramatic. But I'm like, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, he got shot in the ear." I said, "Okay, I'll check that out." And sure as shit, he got shot in the ear. The blood, if you have seen the video intently, stems from his ear. So let's discuss this. I cannot, because this is YouTube, I suppose I could, but because I'm going to be uploading this to YouTube, I will not, there's going to be some territory that I don't fully step into with regards to the possibilities here. Okay. I'm going to try and be tactful. Now, I know not everybody believes that that's the best thing. It's some people believe that the best thing is to say what you got to say, purely unadulterated, no matter what. And fair enough. Okay. I understand. I really do understand that point of view. So in my instant reaction, by the way, guys, smash that subscribe button. At the very least, like, comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. If there's anything that you think I'm wrong about, definitely let me know. If there's other aspects to this that you don't think I'm hitting on, definitely let me know. So let's start here. What are the possibilities? Okay. Well, let me backtrack. As I said in the video, Trump, my just kind of like my general thoughts before we delve into what the possibilities are. Trump, as I have said for a long time, I remember I first heard this on Colin Cowherd's The Herd when he was juxtaposing Ted Cruz and Donald Trump. Trump has tremendous, some might say the best, feel for visuals, moments. Some call it stage presence. Okay. He has a tremendous ability to understand the moment, the time, and the situation and totally nail it. Now, there are times that maybe he doesn't, what he says is not totally aligned with what I believe or is not totally consistent with what he's advocated for in the past. I don't always agree with the current principles and ideas that he's going to take into his administration, especially, and I've documented that on my channel, especially if you compare it with what he was saying in 2015, 2016. And I have done multiple videos on what happened and why Trump was not able to fulfill his promises. But stage presence and what he says are two totally different things. His stage presence, his ability to capitalize on the moment and capitalize on people's emotions, their eyeballs being on him, he is second to none. And when he raised that fist pump and said, "Fight," that was awesome, dude. It sent goosebumps. Even now, me saying it sends goosebumps all over my body. Okay. It was incredible. You could not have written a better response. That's like a general being on the battlefield and there's like an important mission that he has to take. It's like Saving Private Ryan where he's sitting there and he's like, and his hands like, and he's taking it for the team, and everybody in the watching the film is like, let's go, because it's awesome. It doesn't get much better than that. That is what Trump doing that fist pump was. It's like, it's like somebody on a fast break and fucking yakking it, slamming the shit out of the basketball, dunking that shit. And everybody is like, let's go. It was an amazing reaction. Okay. So I said that in my instant reaction, and I still feel that way now. And there's been reports that he wanted to continue. He wanted to finish his speech, and that would have been fucking crazy awesome. But I think all things considered, it was the right move to not do that, given number one, you don't know which we're going to get to all this. You don't know who's in on this. You don't know if there's other people in the crowd that are trying to carry out this mission, this attack, all of that stuff. And then, of course, and I got to see if Trump ended up going to the UFC event. But there was reports that he was going to go to the UFC event as well. I'm going to see if I can. I am going to play the video, guys, in the background as well, so we get a side by side. I'm looking up on my phone. That's why I'm looking down. Did Trump go to UFC event after assassination? UFC's, so the first thing that comes up, UFC's Conor McGregor, Dana White react to Donald Trump assassination. Stunned sports world condemns assassination attempt against Donald Trump. Fact check, did Trump attend UFC fight after being shot? This is from Newsweek. After former President Donald Trump was shot on Saturday at a rally in Pennsylvania, a report flooded social media that he was going to travel to Denver, Colorado to attend a UFC fight. Trump spoke out directly to his supporters after the shooting through a Truth Social post. I can't believe he's still doing Truth Social. Post informing them that he was okay. He also thanked Secret Service and law enforcement for their quick reaction, expressed condolences for the people who were killed and injured, and said he would still be going to Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention. Shortly after the shooting, people started speculating that Trump was going to attend the UFC fight in Denver that night. If Trump is genuinely headed to the UFC event tonight after taking a bullet, you will be able to register the crowd reaction to his walk-in on the Richter scale. Clint Russell, host of Liberty Lockdown. Elon Musk commented that it would be next level. So I'm trying to get down to the actual thing. Kyle Becker, an independent journalist, posted on X that Trump announced he would be Saturday. Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point, also posted on X that he saw reports Trump would be at the UFC fight. Post on X claiming Trump was attending the fight garnered millions of views. One person also posted a video of Trump walking with White into the UFC arena. In a subsequent post on X, Kirk noted that the reports of Trump attending the fight were false. A campaign source also confirmed to the New York Post that Trump would not be attending the fight. The video posted was also not from Friday, but was taken in March when he attended a fight. At the start of the fight, Trump was not seen at the venue. So it looks like they're saying that that it's false, that it's due to Newsweek reached out to Trump campaign for comment, but did not receive response in time for publication. False, due to claims that Trump was at the UFC were since corrected to be labeled false, and Trump not being seen at the fight when it started, it is safe to say that he is not attending the fight. So, but that would have been awesome. But I much like why he didn't continue his speech, it's understandable because you don't know who's in on this. And also, once the adrenaline wears off, I'm sure Trump started to come back down to earth a little bit and simmer down and possibly even get more concerned than he was when it first happened. So the other thing is in the video, and again, we're gonna watch it. You can hear the sniper on the top of the building, because Myron Gaines did a video reaction. There's a this is why Twitter is so awesome. You can see the sniper, the Secret Service, on top of a building, and it's a different viewing angle than the ones that the news organizations have. And you can see the gun firing and moving back, and him shooting a few shots, and you can hear him communicating in the regular news video, the news organization video covering the rally. Shoot her down, shoot her down. So there is that. Okay. I want to get all my thoughts out before we watch the video and any subsequent videos. So another thought that I said in my instant reaction is it sucks that there was a woman who was there. Feminism Trump can't even escape feminism. And I'm sure that there's going to be people saying, see, even Trump had a woman. Anything you can do, I can do better. They're going to say that, they're going to use that as an example that women are amazing and they can do anything that men can do. It's like, it's really hard to judge that sentiment when you also have the rest of the fucking unit that are men and some of the best trained law enforcement agents in the world, okay, at their job. So it's hard to be like, oh yeah, her being there was so pivotal and so crucial. But I'm not going to lie, it does kind of suck. I don't know how much influence Trump has over who his Secret Service team is. I would imagine that he has some. And I'm sure his group of people told him that he should have at least one woman on his squad. Okay. I'm sure that that is the case. All right. Now, let's discuss possibilities here. The most ignorant, in my estimation, kind of vanilla, milquetoast, unassuming theory, or well, rather hypothesis, I would say, of who and why this happened, who is behind it and why it happened, would be that this was just a deranged individual and he wanted to take Trump out. Now, if that is true, it would also correlate or stem from that point of view that, given that he tried to take Trump out, again, assuming that this is true, that the media's reaction and volatile words towards Trump, towards conservatives, played a role in this lunatic's thought to take out Trump. And I would not be surprised by that at all. I've said in previous videos, I'm surprised that this doesn't happen more. Okay. When you think about what we see from Antifa, some of the stuff that they're willing to do, I've seen countless videos of Antifa liberals doing some of the craziest, nonsensical, dangerous shit that you would ever see. And I'm surprised it doesn't happen more. But on the same token, they tend to be pussies in a certain regard. And so they really only do it for smaller influential people like YouTubers and people like that, like a Milo Yiannopoulos or a Jordan Peterson or Gavin McInnes talk. No disrespect to them, as opposed to a full-blown political individual that is like a senator, president, representative, or something like that. Okay. So that is the most vanilla milk toast thought as to how this happened. It's just some random person, deranged, sick in the head, that tried to do this. And my understanding at this point in recording this is that it was two people that were involved. I know one person was taken out, and I don't know if the second or there's other people who are in custody. But as far as the actual person who took the shots, I believe that person is gone, okay, from this world. Mentally, spiritually, if he even had a spirit. So, and by the way, guys, my personality right now, I just want to say this is terrible news, okay? And I said that yesterday. I think Trump is I've had my critiques of him, but I think he's an amazing man that has done amazing things for this country. As an Orthodox Christian, I believe that we should pray for all of our leaders, including ones that we disagree with. And this is a massive reflection on the state of Western life. On one hand, you have extreme comfort to the point that we have never, it's the comfort that we live in, by and large, the average citizen, the comfort that we live in, the society that has been built up has never been seen before. On one hand, you have that, but on the other, you have things going on that are slowly but surely bringing the West, specifically America, to the brink of collapse and degradation. So even though I may appear positive, okay, I don't believe in being somber just to be somber. I fully recognize, as I'm sure you guys know, that this is tremendously tragic, terrible news. I could not believe it. And by the way, when I was at the gym, I would be lying if I said that everybody was up at the screen looking at the screen. That wasn't the case, because a lot of people in this world have no idea what the fuck is going on in the world at all. They walk through life blindlessly. I've done a video on that too. In fact, I would say most people are that way. That's why they're called NPCs. They are the status quo. And that is exactly how the establishment, this deep state, wants these people. They want them to not even be able to see 6 inches in front of their nose, okay? With no awareness of what is going on around them. And I see this on a day-to-day basis. I see it with people driving. I see it with people walking. They have no awareness of anything outside of themselves, okay? So, but again, I'm not going to be somber just for the sake of being somber, but this is tremendously sad news and crazy news. But there still were people at the gym that I was at that were watching what was going on, and but much like everything in politics, it depends on where you're at. If you're in a very conservative area, I'm sure that the amount of people that were watching it and viewing it and reacting to it in real time would be much, much stronger. If you're in a liberal area, perhaps not. Okay. And again, no matter where you're at, there's a lot of people who are totally plugged in and unaware of anything that's going on. So the second option of how this happened is, of course, blaming it entirely on the left. That this was a Democrat, liberal, orchestrated thing due to Biden struggling in the polls, being behind so badly, being totally screwed with no end in sight. And the option is that it was orchestrated by the higher ups of the left. Now, I don't believe this because if you are truly red pilled, you know that Democrats or Republicans, they believe in a lot of the same shit. Really, the dichotomy that you need to start viewing things are through the lens of what people are involved, what are their motivations, what world are they trying to bring about. You know, you have elites versus the plebs, elites versus everybody else. A lot of these people go to the same country clubs and things like that. Okay. So to me, just chalking this up to, it's the Democrats, I think is short-sighted and ignorant as well. Another option that I've heard is that this was orchestrated by Trump's administration and people on the left who want to see Biden out and they want Trump in. Now, I see that was slightly one of my initial reactions or thoughts that this was a possibility because I've told you guys, and I hate to say this, but Trump is far more a part of the establishment than he was in 2015, 2016. So I do see that as a slight possibility, as a way to bring him to even further heights in the polls and make him even more popular to where there is no chance at all after a survived assassination attempt for Biden to win. Now, the problem with that theory, in my estimation, is that you wouldn't need to do that for Trump to win. You could just not rig the election and continue on the trajectory that you're already on. Trump already has a massive lead. And that would be that. So that, to me, that is the shortcoming with that thought. It would make more sense if it purely came from like Trump's side, where Trump or somebody on Trump's side wanted to bring him to God heights and in popularity and love and support. But I just don't really see that because so many things could go wrong. This, to me, did not seem like a orchestrated, planned thing from Trump's side, and I commented on that in my initial video. What I saw, you would have to have some of the best acting that I have ever seen in my gosh darn, you darn tootin' life for that to be the case. And again, ultimately, Trump is already in a really good spot. He already has a tremendous lead. He already has a lot of support. And again, the notion from Democrats that Trump is some wannabe dictator is ridiculous. Okay. He left office in 2020. Yes, he did put up a fight, but he still did leave office. I have never seen Trump as a want to be dictator because honestly, Trump has not shown an interest in governance. And to be a dictator, you would have to have your fingers in everything and doing everything. Otherwise, you're not really a dictator. Otherwise, you're just a puppet of a normal regime. So I don't really see that either. I don't see this. What are we on? 3 or 4? This third option of this being orchestrated by Trump's side plus people on the left who no longer see Biden as a viable option due to, and what makes that possible, again, as I said, and I have even admitted this in videos, due to Trump's newfound reaching over the aisle and relationship with the establishment, as opposed to 2015, 2016. Okay. This was 2015, 2016. I would say there's no way in hell that this is a possibility. Okay. The last option that I see, or possibility, of how this came to be is that this was orchestrated by the deep state, in particular, actors of a particular ilk that control much of the deep state and much of the behind the scenes power and goings on in the West, specifically in America. And I listened to somebody talk about this. There was particular support for Nikki Haley. And again, this one I'm not going to delve into too much because of YouTube. I don't want to delve into it too much. But there was particular support that was given to Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis. And suffice it to say, given the lackluster performance of Biden, the fact that he is in shambles and might even be replaced, if you take Trump out and still do not feel that he is a guy that can be worked and puppeted, you would essentially have a clear path to choosing who the next president is. Because again, Biden, not popular. All things being equal, he is likely to lose to Trump. Trump, although he is far more establishment than he was before, he still is, in a lot of regards, his own man due to the money that he has and due to his personality. And because of the first aspect, that means that if you eliminate the second aspect, you would have a clear path, especially with the Republican National Convention coming up, towards putting in your own person, putting in your president, the president that you are choosing. And that's a scary thought, because no matter how much you like Trump, no matter how sad it would have been had Trump died, which I'm going to circle back to, things would have continued, things would be shaken up, but all the normal goings on in America would continue uninterrupted. And I want to make this point. I should have made this at the beginning of the video. You guys understand how close Trump was to having his head blown off on national television? The story goes that he only moved his head, or the positioning that he was in, because he decided last second rather, to go off script and move his body. We're talking, you see how close my ear is, and I have pretty big ears, especially when I was younger. Okay, that is less than an inch. Trump was less than an inch from having, he would have been, I mean, from here to here, I mean, to get a good headshot from either direction, I mean, you're talking under 2 inches, maybe even millimeters. Okay. This was an act of God to prevent this from happening. Honestly, unbelievable. So I think that the last one is the most likely, that this was a ploy to get Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis in there, or JD Vance, all people who have betrayed Trump in support of something else. And I do think that if we're putting percentages on this, that the highest percentage in possibility, and we're never going to know because all of this shit is buttoned up. Nobody's ever going to get this information fully, is that this was orchestrated from people in positions of power and authority. Because to me, the fact that this guy was some gun enthusiast rather than some person who had zero experience with guns tells me a lot. And that's why I don't think option one is very likely. If it was option one, the chances of that person just being some random person who has never had any experience with weapons or any affinity for weapons would be very high. But of course, that's not the case. This was a person who had an affinity for weapons. So I think, as I said, the most likely is this was a deep state ploy specifically to get Trump eliminated and open up an opportunity to choose the next president with the election being so close. The times that we are in, people, are crazy. And my last kind of general thought on this is, at first I was kind of surprised that, because, like, for example, when I was watching Mad Men, is an episode. They have two episodes. They have one detailing what was going on in the 1960s when MLK was assassinated, and then of course they have one when JFK was assassinated. And Roger, whatever his last name in the show Mad Men, his daughter was getting married. Everybody was super melancholy and sad and somber. But the attention that was put across the country on him dying was, in the show, portrayed to be massive. And so I was somewhat surprised to see that at least where I was at, that not everybody was totally engaged in, like, oh my gosh, that sort of thing. But the thing is, as I thought about it more, I realized, again, the comfort level that most people have in modern day society causes them to disengage. They don't care. They have zero interest in what is going on one way or the other. It's just another normal day for them. Whoever the president is, fuck it. And so ultimately, expecting some widespread, what's going on? What's going on? Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I think, unfortunately, is just not a reality. Yes, Trump has a ton of support, but yes, in America, there's a ton of NPCs and a ton of milquetoast goofballs that could care less about what is going on. I hate to say it. Now, who knows? Maybe it was an unrealistic expectation that I had based off of some fictional TV show that I watched, but still. So let's watch the actual event. Well, let's check this out, guys. I don't know if I have the, let me see if I got the sound on. Nope, I don't.
These are people who work hard.
That's crazy, dude. Wow. So check this out, guys. This is the bullet mid-air. How close it came. I mean, you don't even need to see this photo to realize that. I mean, this just illustrates it even more pronouncedly, but or evidently, but the guy's ear was hit. Your ear is connected to your head, okay, or your face. It was close, okay? It was very close, too close. Here's Trump's response. You can hear him say, "Wait, wait, wait." Fuck. This video's pretty sick right here. Let's watch this one.
They believed a lion could be brought to heel.
They have total control
That a lion could from his courage be pride.
over every single thing.
That the lion himself would learn to kneel.
They pull the strings.
That a lion would not care, even if his line died.
Things have to change.
That the lion himself would accept such a deal.
And they have to change right now.
In the end, it was only to themselves they had lied.
I am your voice.
And, you know, seeing videos like this, this is why believing the whole thing about Biden getting 80 million, it's just because you don't, God gave us two eyes for a reason. The visual support that we see Trump having versus the visual support Biden, it's night and day. You don't see the ground well support and just all out support for Biden that you see for Trump. It's and truthfully, I don't think we've ever seen it, at least not in my lifetime. Maybe Obama for a certain period had this sort of support, but not always. All right, I'm gonna find the actual video and then we'll watch that. And then I'm gonna wrap up by saying one final thing regarding Trump, and then we'll bounce out. All right, guys. This is from Forbes. Here we go.
What happened? Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Unfortunately, it doesn't. I thought that it showed a little bit more of the beginning part in the one that I watched. Maybe I'm wrong. Because the initial one that I watched showed more of the beginning part. Let me see if I can find that one.
Happened.
So I think that this is
Something that
maybe
said,
I'm confusing a different video. But this is the only one without commentary.
take a look at what happened.
I can't believe the people in the background were still standing up. I mean, obviously they're not the target, but the bigger you stand up, the more of a target you are for the ricochet or if the shot is missed, and you increase your chances. It's extremely small chances, as it were, but you at the very least increase your chances. But yeah, I mean, I understand also they're trying to see what's going on. A lot of them probably didn't even know what was going on. Some of the information that I'm seeing on this is that there were, number one, the Secret Service there's a side of the building that they did not properly check. Now, is that incompetence or is that purposeful neglect? There were two buildings, and what was required to get to where the shooter had to get to is for a ladder to be placed there. And there is obviously a ladder that is there. You guys can check that up. Check that out. There is obviously a ladder that is there. And apparently there were multiple people who told law enforcement that they saw this guy. This one I am less confident about because eyewitness testimony is not the best. People lie, people change their stories. But I'm just telling you that there are multiple people reporting that they reported to law enforcement and were disregarded. That they saw this person and, you know, now did they see this person fully with a gun or what? I don't know what the full context of it is, but they nonetheless are saying that they saw this guy beforehand. So, but again, I'm less confident about that aspect of the story.
There, hold, when you're ready, on you. Ready, move, up, move, go. Up. Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here.
Boom!
Get ready. You ready? Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move? Clear.
Shooters down. Shooters down. Are we good? Shooters down.
Clear. We're clear. We're clear. We're clear.
You want an example, by the way, of men and women not being the same? All of the shrieking that you hear is from the women. Are we good? Shooters down. Are we good to move?
We're clear. Come on.
Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold on your head, buddy.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
So we gotta move to the class. Let me get my shoes.
Watch out.
Wait.
Fight! He is so fucking funny, dude. All right. Well, my closing thoughts on this are as follows. Number one, as a Christian, and I think even if you're not a Christian, this is tremendously tragic. As an Orthodox Christian, I believe God commands us to pray for all of our leaders, as Jesus told his disciples regarding Rome and Roman soldiers. Trump woke up today or yesterday likely thinking that it was like every other day. And so many of us do the same. I think that this is a good reminder that life can end in a moment. Life can change inextricably in a moment. And so I say that just to say, when you're going through hard times, when you are stressed or worrying about something that is out of your control or fairly inconsequential, in the end, it's likely worthless and pointless to do so, because as long as you have your health, you can build things back. You can build yourself up back or build yourself back up and move forward. Okay. But nonetheless, life can change in a moment. My final thought is, I hope that Trump is able to uncover who is behind this. And I hope that this is an awakening for him, that and this is assuming that it's not option one, that it's that the deep state had zero part in this, that this was just some random lunatic. Okay. Assuming that it is not that, I hope that Trump uses this, he learns from it, and he becomes the animal that we saw in 2015, 2016 in taking this country back, building this country back towards greatness, and doing what needs to be done. Because I do think that, and I've said this in many videos, that Trump has had too much of a willingness to be liked by these news organizations that hate him. CNN wasn't even willing to acknowledge this as an assassination attempt initially. They called this an incident as opposed to an assassination attempt. And you can go and find that on Twitter somewhere, screenshots. It's definitely true. I hope that Trump is a changed man from this. I don't think that that's likely to be the case. I think it's probably likely to get worse. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I hope I'm wrong. I really do. And I hope that Trump sees this and it opens his eyes to who his real supporters are, who really has his back, and he proceeds accordingly. Because as it stands now, Trump is an offshoot of the establishment, an extension of the establishment. He's not completely establishment, but he's an extension. And I hope that this is a catapult to Trump being revitalized and emerging victorious as he was in 2015, 2016, right before the election. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. At the very least, like, comment, share. You guys know the drill. Definitely smash the subscribe button. We're so close to 1,000 subs. Thank you guys so much for watching. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow and facts or feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. I love you, kings. See you guys next time. Christ is king. Peace.